Yeah, and you're infamously quoted for saying that you're not a Christian because it works for you. You're a Christian because it's true.
Yeah, because it doesn't work anymore. It does not work in this culture. And when I say work, what I mean is, the reason why I say it that way is because I did so much work with Mormons, and my own family having so many Mormons in it. That if you're living in Salt Lake City, Mormonism, at least in the last generation, maybe not so much today, but it has worked for you. It has opened doors in business. It has opened societal doors. It has made you popular. It has given you position. It's given you status. It's given you influence. This used to be true for Christianity too. It used to be, if you ran for office, you could never be Bernie Sanders, right? An open, outspoken atheist who almost became the nominee for a party. Seriously? That would have been amazing to see. I mean, everyone that will say something about Christianity, even if they don't, really truly believe any of it, even if they don't live a life that demonstrates they are a Christian, they'll at least give it lip service because they knew that Christianity had the majority influence in the culture. Well, that's shrinking and shrinking. And I think now there's a conversation about whether or not Christianity is even good. That's a discussion we're going to have with our kids.
Yeah.
So I think for a lot of us, it's going to come down to this. Can we make a case for the goodness of Christianity? And it doesn't work for me. I use that expression because if you thought you're going to have more influence or popularity, I hope that's not why you're saying you're a Christian anyway. But if that was part of your motivation, you need to get real about that. This is going to be the most unpopular worldview in the country, I think, in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Because everything that people can point to as some type of phobia or ism, racism, misogyny, transphobia, homophobia, whatever phobia you can think of, eventually someone's going to say, well, it's all because those Christians are the ones who proclaim this nonsense. And if we can get rid of the Christians, we can get rid of all the intolerance we've suffered for 200 years. You're going to hear that conversation. So now the question is, are we going to be able to respond to this? If it's true, I got to stay here regardless of whether I might like it. Look, I'll tell you something. I was raised in the arts. So my background is in the arts. I have a bachelor's degree in design. I took a lot of painting classes, fine arts. Then I had our master's in architecture. And in the world in which I was working, most of my peers were out of an artistic, creative community. Many of them were gay. And I loved working in that community. I loved working in the arts. I really missed it for a long time in law enforcement until I started doing presentations in jury trials. So I got to at least tap into something creative, right?
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you, I wish the proclamations that God often makes on any number of subjects were different. I don't get to make those choices.
Yeah.
This is God's law. This is God's word. And I've come to love what it is God says is true. And but you can probably ask people from any of the ex-drug addicts. I mean, if there was some way they could worship the God of the universe yet continue to pursue their stupid hedonism, they probably would do it. And in that sense, this is not working for them. This is limiting them. This is creating, it's restraining them in a good way. But I held on to it because it's true, not because I like it always. Or that it might work for me in anyone's. I know in some settings, when I say I'm an open Christian, here we go. It's going to hit the fan now. I'm going to have to basically, make a defense for this and probably going to lose this opportunity. I'm going to lose my voice here. Probably no one's going to listen to me. I'm going to get shouted down. Okay. All that's going to happen. This is why Jesus said, blessed are you when, not if, when people persecute you, insult you, falsely claim all kinds of evil against you because of me. That's coming. You do this right, you're going to be falsely accused, insulted, and persecuted. That's the result of doing this right. And are we ready for that? Is that working for you? Is it working for you that whatever it is you believe and vocalize is going to cause you persecution, insults, and false accusations? That's what's going to happen. Jesus said it was going to happen. So that's what I mean when I say it's not working for me. Not that way, but it is true. And that's why it's so important for us to know I remember one time my son David, who's a doctor, did a class at Biola. It was taped. It's been put online, so I'm not giving away anything he said privately. But he said, for a season there as a young person in college, you could kind of ignore, pretend like Christianity isn't true. But he always knew based on the evidence it was. There was just so far he was going to be able to move aside, to try to brush aside the truth of Christianity, because he knew in the end he had good evidence he knew from being raised by us that there was evidence there so eventually he ends up coming right back to where he started, because it's harder to deny what you know is evidentially true than it is to deny a preference.
Yeah.